good to know that you're still right there and you're sticking with us. I told you earlier that we'll be having a guest join us in the studio, and it's right here seated in the studio. You're welcome, Mr. Matthew Fredrick. It's so nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us on the
Thanks for
show.
joining us on the Breakfast Show. I'm going to read his profile. Mr. Matthew is a Christian educator. He believes strongly in the pragmatic solutions the Bible offers to life, family, and business. He's also a graduate of sociology from the prestigious Kogi State University. He's an experienced project manager, and he's also passionate about providing solutions through intellectual and actionable engagement to a vast number of people. And that's actually amazing that you have such a nice profile like this because of the topic that we'll be talking about today.
All right.
It's so good to have you once again. So today we'll be talking about youth and entrepreneurship. This is the right era to talk about it, seeing the active strike ongoing right now. A lot of youth are wondering what do they do with their life. So it's gonna give you tips on how you can be motivated to, start being an entrepreneur. Thank you so much. I can see you're already excited.
Of course.
Well, before he goes into the details of today, can you please tell us who is an entrepreneur?
Okay. Thank you. Basically, I'm just going to start by saying that an entrepreneur, basically, in layman word, is one who renders service or a product in exchange for financial benefit.
Okay.
So this product could be a new product or an already established product that has been passed on from the producer to the end user.
Okay.
The middleman who makes this product available to the consumer is known as an entrepreneur, someone who serves the needs of others.
Oh, beautiful. So in that case, we'll say that an entrepreneur is one who creates new business, bearing the risks and enjoying the rewards. Okay, beautiful. So what are the challenges of being an entrepreneur?
Okay, looking at it critically and the state of things right now. 10 years ago, I would say, okay, these were the challenges. And right now, I would like to narrow it down to the current economic realities. So if we were to start from there, we could say one of the first challenges that you face as an entrepreneur is the harsh economic reality in our world today. And 2 months ago, you could do business at the rate of the dollar was about 460 thereabout. Right now, it's about 610, 620 in the black market because that's where you basically transact from. That's where you get these currencies to use. However, one of the challenges or another challenge you face as an entrepreneur in our country today is the fact that when cash flow is tight, it is difficult for people to spend. So what I mean is, if I don't get an inflow, it is difficult for me to put out cash because I'm holding on to what I have, thinking of how tomorrow might turn out.
Yeah.
So you're selling a product, you're rendering a service, and I'm thinking of another way through which I can either get the product or enjoy your service without actually paying for it. So you see, it makes the business environment a bit tight. So yes, we could talk about a harsh economy. We could also talk about inflow affect the outflow of cash. So it stalls business, it stalls sales, it stalls rendering of services. So yes, as an entrepreneur, we face these challenges that if the economic quality of the country is poor, it affects business. And also, really we want to talk about the issue of taxation.
Okay.
Yes, because when you live, if you're in Nigeria, you face what we call multiple taxation from different government agencies, here and there. And if you live within the city of Abuja, then you understand what I'm talking about because there are several government agencies, that impose taxes on people. So you see smaller business, they don't want to go all out because the moment I have a store, then I begin to see different agencies coming at me, to pay this and to pay that and to pay that. So we just want to play it small within our space. It's a challenge because if the government is not willing to help small business grow by taking away these roadblocks, What it does is that it either leaves them in a small space, which eventually would die out, or they just feel like, it is just best for me to just play it safe, whichever.
Wow. Okay, so now that we've cited all the challenges and the issues, I know that there are no businesses or even organizations that run businesses, they always face challenges. But so let's talk about motivations, the benefits of running a business or being an entrepreneur. So the youth may be wondering, okay, now I know the challenge. I know no matter what I'm doing or any business I go into, I'll face challenges, to be likely like this. But what would you say should motivate a youth to go into the journey of entrepreneurship?
Okay.
What should be the motivation?
Well, first of all, I would like to speak from my own personal standpoint.
Yeah.
Because I understand that everybody has his or her own motivation for why they do stuff. So for me, running a business, I have a 9 to 5
Okay.
actually. So
You have
I have a 9 to 5 job.
Okay.
So I work a regular
Yeah.
office, but I also have my own personal company, I have my own business I do. So one of the things that really motivated me to get out there to do what I do, first of all, is the fact that I need another source of income.
Okay.
Primarily, yes, I could tell you about how, either out of zeal or out of the desire to, go into a particular thing because I have, the zeal to do it. But primarily, it is because I need another source of income.
Okay.
And, earlier I spoke about a harsh economic reality, and today you see that the older we get as a nation, the farther we go as humans, the more your needs rise, and the more you need financial power to attend to those needs. And you can only attain more financial power in proportionate to the value that you create. And a lot of times people try to misunderstand the word value or creating value. It doesn't necessarily have to be something entirely new, right? So what I do first of all is that I'm a PR specialist.
Okay.
I'm also into automobiles, sell automobiles, and I'm also into real estate. So basically, the value I bring to the table is that I connect a buyer to a seller to a buyer. I also help organization build a proper management system in their organization, a functional one. So you see that for me, one of the motivation, like I said, is having another source of income. But
Okay.
aside that, it also, for me also, is to bring value to people through meeting their needs.
How?
Well, like you just said, for example, you need a car. Well, I could get you a car for a good deal.
Okay.
You understand? Now, there are several people who sell cars in the city. However, what do I bring to the table? Now, that's my own business plan. Okay? Because you could call up anyone and say, oh, I need so and so car.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2 million, it's 3 million. You can call me and then I give you at a ridiculously reduced rate. And then you be like, are you sure this is for real? Now, that's because it is my own style. I own it. And I want to bring value to you, most especially in the things that you need. So basically, another motivation, like I said, is bringing value to the people when they need it. Now, when you bring value, of course, you get paid for value for bringing it. So either ways, you're providing service, you get paid for it, and the motivation actually is to leave the other person more better than you.
Thank you very much, Tine. You've heard it that if you need a car, we have the right person. And a house.
That's amazing.
A right person to be towards that. So maybe after the show, I and Tine will talk through it. So I haven't talked about or mentioned about your motivation. What actually motivated you to become an entrepreneur? I think a lot of youths are listening now. I would like to know your achievements in order for them to equally go into being an entrepreneur.
Okay, well, time will not permit me to start outlining all of that, but one of the key things over the years that I've been able to, what I would call achievement, is that first of all, and this goes out to everyone because it's very important that we understand that there is a place for service, right? And then serving other people helps you to gain experience. And to also put you set you on a path that helps you to set up your own self. So in doing that, it has really helped me even in owning my own business and running my daily business. So one of the achievements for me has been that, like I said earlier on, is bringing value to people. And in doing so, I've been able to help people save money even while they spend. Okay, so like I said, I made mention of, so you have, let me say, you have clients who probably call you up and they tell you they need an apartment. Now, you know, for a layman, they just feel like, okay, I need an apartment and I just want to pay for it. You understand? But my job, my duty here is to make them see the reason why they should put their money in places or areas within the city that will be functional for them and help them save money at the end. So I give you an instance. So for example, let's say you're looking for an apartment within the city center and you feel like, okay, I want to live somewhere in, let's say, central area. That's a CBD. But my job, I work at a job and I'm being paid 100,000. You know, the feasibility of that is a bit poor because really what that means is that you're going to be working for the rent.
Yeah.
So my job is not just to, I mean, there are several houses. I could take you anywhere, just pay and let me move on in my life, right? But my job is not just to do that. My job is to make you see that there is a possibility of you running yourself into the heydays by the end of the year, trying to live in the CBD. So I said, okay, why don't you just have, you know, some sort of a sharing formula with a friend or someone who also have interest in living in the same area. So I could hook you up with someone who is interested in living in that same area, but you guys could just run what we call the roommate system. You get, so that helps you. I provide a service, and you also consult with me on how to spend and save your money at the same time.
Okay.
So really, that's, for me, I do that to almost all my clients, and the feedback has been interesting over the years.
That's amazing, your achievements there. So you're like a consultant. You don't just sell for people and take their money. You're actually helping them save money. You're actually serving them. You know, you're more like making an impact. So I love what you said there. Achievements could be more purposeful. So if you're looking into doing a business or being an entrepreneur, you could think of the purpose that you're going to, you know, impact on people's life. That's actually amazing. Let's talk about technology, the role of technology in entrepreneurship. We all know that we are in the area of technology. So do you think that technology plays a role in entrepreneurship? And how does it play a role?
It plays a huge role. First of all, I need to understand that what technology does is that it bridges the gap between people, between nations, between tribes. So the reason why our viewers can watch me right now is because of technology. So they don't have to drive all the way down to the station to see me. They could just sit in the comfort of their office in their home, and you know, they could view this. So in entrepreneurship, the role of technology cannot be overemphasized because it has really helped in curbing a lot of excesses and also making your duty or your job as an entrepreneur easier. So I give you an instance. We've talked about, let's say you live in the city of Abuja or anywhere else in the country, Lagos, for example, Port Harcourt. The rents in these places on a very high side. So for example, let's say you're looking for a smaller space to do your business. You know that as a small business, you will be spending more to take care of the space where you run your activities from, even much more than the profit you make. So what does technology does? I mean, we're on social media, for example. You're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, you're on TikTok, or you're even on Clubhouse. I mean, all these platforms are places where we've seen small business, you know, run their activities from. So you know someone who sells shoes, for example. They don't need to pay multiple rents. I mean, they don't need to pay rent in where they live and then pay rent in the store. Where they live can be, you know, can be styled out to fit into the kind of business they do. So they use technology to project their products, to project their services to you. Are we together? So you see that You don't really need to have a physical address to sell anymore.
A store.
You don't need to have a store, a walk-in store to sell anymore. All you need is to get your product online, get the right customers to see your product, and that's what you like what social medias are doing these days. They call sponsored ad. You know, you could sponsor your ad to reach out to a large audience, people you've never met, people who don't even know you. You know, you just sponsor your ads, and the technology does its thing. It just, you know, just keeps showing up, popping up your product on several pages all around the world. So, and I mean, it really helps. I mean, we're talking about a lady who cooks in Abuja, and she sent her food stuff all the way to America. The only way that was possible was through technology, because there was no way the lady sitting in America could even know that there's a shelf in Abuja.
That's true.
So technology really plays a whole lot in helping small business to survive, because without it, the level of customer or the level of coverage that we have, we most likely will not have it today. So it's a whole lot. It really helps us a lot. I think one of the ways it helps is increase sales, is bringing visibility to your business, is meeting prospective and new clients, customers, you know, and also helps you to see what your competitors are doing. That's very important, because the only way you know what one of your competitors or how they are growing their business is to observe what they do on their social media space. You observe their customer care, you know, how their customer care service operates, and that helps you to reform yourself, helps you to rebrand yourself, and helps you to, you know, put out an image about your business out there.
So in that case, technology helps in showcasing your business.
It does. It brings visibility to your business.
Visibility to your business. So when you talked about the challenges, you made mention of the harsh economy, how it really affects an entrepreneur. So the next question we have for you now is, what are the effects of the current harsh economy on the business?
Well, the effects, they are enormous, because first of all is that there are lots of business shutting down. I can tell you that for fact, because I'm right on the field. So businesses started last year, like I said, you know, either they are shutting down or they are playing it small. You can't go all out. So let me give you an instance. Last year, you're paying rent of, let's say, about 700,000 for your small space in, let me use Abuja, for example, and let me say Wuse 2, for example. You're paying rent of 700,000 for a space of, let's say, maybe 20 square meter or 25 square meter space. Now, in 2022, what happens is that because of the poor economy activities that goes on in the country, the rate of the dollar, you know, and our polity especially, let's have that in mind, because all of these have been affected primarily because of the policy system in the country, which, I mean, that's a whole lot of conversation on its own, but I need you to understand that the rate of the Naira as of last year is not what it is, or the value of the Naira as of last year is not what it is right now. So we're talking about a business who run diesel. So you see, last year, I can tell you this from the top of my head, 2,500 liters of diesel was roughly about 570,000. As of last week, you're buying that for almost 1.9 million. That's a whole lot of change. I mean, how do you keep up? Now, here's the problem, because you can't overprice your product, because there are competitors. So let's say I produce a pen and I sell for 50 naira. Now, because of all this economic hardship, what happens is that I'm forced to increase the price of my product. But also looking at the fact that I have several competitors who will be willing, the moment you go up, they are willing to come down. Because when you come down, you sell more. However, when you come down, quality has been affected. So in order for us to sustain a business, the policies that have been made in regards to our economy has to be such that create an environment for small-scale businesses to survive. And I don't really think we're there yet as a nation, because you have a business that is struggling. So one of the challenges they face from this hardship is that they have to shut down, one, or they have to reduce quality. That's why people go out to some countries to buy product that the moment it reaches, it gets to you, you feel the quality and you know this is substandard. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you see that they tell you if you want to buy the one that is made in so-so country, it is 1,000 naira. If you want to buy the one that is made from so-so country, it's about 3,500. Now, the difference you think is in the price. No, it's not the price. The difference actually is in the quality. So it affects quality. I mean, you want to take yogurt, for example. You go to a stand like maybe, you go to one of those top brands and all of that. And then you walk in and they tell you, oh, sorry, you see this cone that you used to buy for 2.5 is now 3.5. And you'll be like, why? Now, the reason why they do that is because they don't want to reduce the quality, so they increase their price. Now, but when you go to the other one and it says, oh, well, sorry, we can't sell this size for you at a surprise because things are expensive. Don't forget that this economic hardship does not just affect your business, they affect your style of living.
Yeah.
So you're working, but it seems as though you're not working because, you're trying to sell, and in order for you to earn more, you have to sell more. In order for you to sell more, you have to spend more to reach out to more customers.
And some people that wouldn't want to increase the price in their product will reduce
Use the quality. That's true. And we can
That's
see
what
a
you
lot
get.
of that happening
Yes.
right now in Nigeria.
Yes.
I don't have to mention some products we all know. Yeah, okay. So let's take a last question because our time is fast spent. So amidst all of this economic crisis, what advice would you give to people who are still in business or are looking to enter? Is there any way to improvise or still stand on their feet? Because some people cannot just shut down. That is their means of livelihood. So what advice would you give to those who are still in business or who are looking to enter into business? How can they still succeed in times like this?
Okay, well, one of the first things I would like to say is, first of all, is to re-strategize. Whether you like it or not, 2021 is not 2022. I just gave you facts and figures here of what happened last year that is happening differently now. So as a business, one of the very important things we need to do is what they call audits of our business. Now we need to sit down as business owners to look critically at how we can re-strategize our business to be focused on what is needed part time.
Okay.
I give you an instance. They call this sanitary pads for ladies. It used to be something else 20 years ago. Very big, that women will use during their monthly flow. But now you have it in smaller size that gives you the same function that actually you require to stay neat, to stay healthy while you're on your monthly flow. Now, we've seen that change in the last 1 year. We've heard about tampons, several products are beginning to come up that makes it easy for you as a lady to want to use those products. Now, if I'm stuck on what I used to do 5 years ago, it's a problem. Because if I'm stuck on that, it means I'm getting the reward for 5 years ago. Do you understand? Yeah. So what that does is that, first of all, re-strategizing helps you to refocus the business. So I give you an instance. The question becomes, in the next 5 months, where is the society heading towards, technology-wise, or let me say social media-wise? Now, people are beginning to understand that I just want to stay on an app that allows me to just type and share without airing my view. There are people who are verbal, and there are people who are more from the writing type. So now, the people who are verbal are saying, we want to be able to have a platform where we can air our views through conversations. And then have platforms like Clubhouse. So you see people tell you, oh, come into my room, I'm hosting a talk show and so and so. And a lot of people are trooping there just to have conversations. You understand? So as a business owner, one advice I will give to you is to, first of all, strategize, re-strategize. And re-strategizing helps you to refocus your business for the next action to take.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew, for being on the show. If you're a youth and you want to go into an entrepreneurship, all you need to do is to re-strategize. It will help you to have a new
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We've learned a lot. I personally have learned a lot because I'm also
Thank
a
you for
business
having me.
person. Thank you. And we're glad to have you next time on the show, Mr. Fredrick.
No problem.
Yes, thank you, our viewers, for sticking with us up till the end of this breakfast show. We'll be signing out right now. We hope that you do enjoy the rest of your day and make sure to stay healthy as you remain a teeny Fidelis.
And to be Gunsway, have a beautiful Thursday.
BRTV, yeah, check, BRTV, pimp the vision, see right through it. Entertainment's like fluid, any direction that you pointing, you just gotta let it flow. BRTV here to find you like Merlin finding Nemo. Instead to drip like licking pipes, go against the normal type, defy odds, y'all. Instead the cause, too claustrophobic, so content out the box. No limits and no confines, such a regular show. No reaping, no Mordecai. What defines you? What defines your taste and style? Like connoisseurs, it go well with good taste and style. We'll keep you glued to your seat, we'll take you way above clouds like shooting stars and comments. We here to take your comments, full expression, entertainment, talking art. Vanguard, D'Angelo, the avant-garde tastemaker. BRTV paved the way for other stations, yo.